Hello and welcome to another beautiful, wonderful, I'm out of words, episode of the Moving Abroad series. My name is Bernard and I'm coming to you from Benfriman Travels Consult. Alright, so if today happens to be your first time watching our videos, or perhaps you've been watching our videos as I usually say, go down below, join the family. If you really want to succeed in your quest of moving abroad, then this is the right channel you need to be on a daily basis. Right, so go down below the video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and I bet you're going to be the first person to be receiving updates each time we put videos on YouTube. All right, so I hope you watched our previous video. The diversity visa lottery 2021 has been postponed from May 5th previously to June 6th. All right, and we are using this period to actually prepare and make sure we grab that visa at first hand. All right, so we do not want anybody to anybody, all right, who gets selected to lose this opportunity. That is why we are here giving you all this information and all that. We also offer professional services. If you want to engage us to help you acquire this visa, will also be available to help you. All right, so without wasting much time, let's get into the video. Okay, so welcome into the video. Previously we looked at actually getting started by assessing yourself with the eligibility requirements, and today we're going to go ahead and look at beginning the process actually. Okay, so we're going to look at submitting the document and which type of documents are the most needed to submit. All right, so before I begin, I want to put a disclaimer here. We are not an immigration firm or a legal firm. Okay, what we do is we give out information and help our clients based on our previous work that we've done, and also the good resources that we rely on from our end. So this company is actually a travel agency, as I indicated earlier on. We are not a legal or an immigration firm. All right, having said that, this information that I'm about to give you is directly from the US CIS official website, and every information that I'm giving you is very official. All right, so let's get into the video. Now I'll begin by going through submitting your immigrant visa and alien registration application. When I talk about alien, I mean those accompanying you to the United States. So if you are married, your wife or your husband and children. If you are not married but you have children or you've adopted children too, those group of people are classified as alien. All right, so let's go ahead and read what it says. All right, so DV 2020 program applicants. Now this is an information for DV 2020 applicant, but it's going to be the same information that is going to be used for DV 2021. The requirement doesn't really change. All right, so the principal applicants and all family members applying for a diversity visa in the DV lottery, in this case I'm going to use 2021 program, must complete form DS260. all right, so you have to complete the form DS260, which includes all your information about your background, what you do, your family, and all that. This form includes all this information. All right. So you will need to enter your DV case number into. I'm going to, or in a short while, you're going to know what is called a case number. Okay, so you need to enter your DV case number into the online DS260 form to access and update the information about yourself and your family that you need to include in your DV entry. All right. So if your family circumstances have changed after you've entered the lottery, for instance, if you didn't have a child, or your wife was pregnant before you registered and the child was not out yet, but now the child is out, this circumstance applies to you. Okay, so let me give you an example that they gave here. Say, for example, if you have um, gotten married or had a child, so this is relating to what I just said. All right, you will need to add your new family members to your case. All right, so family members refers to a spouse or unmarried children who had not reached age 21 before you entered the lottery. All right, so your children should be under the age of 21. Now, when adding family members to your case, you will need to upload a document to prove your relationship to the family members being added. Okay, so if it is your child, you need to include the birth certificate, and mostly there should be some similarities in regards to names. Okay, so the child at least should bear your name in the typical African system. All right, but if it's not going to be used to penalize you but to make things a little bit real, you need to actually have that. But you can prove that with other documents as well. All right, so you need to include that. If you are married, your marriage certificate, and also if you are divorced, your divorced certificate and all that. Now, this is an important note. Okay, so if you had a spouse or children prior to submitting your original entry, but you did not include them on your original entry form, then your case will be disqualified at the time of your visa. Okay, at the time of your visa interview, I should say. But um, this question was actually asked in the comment section by a subscriber that I don't know, he had a child, he didn't include the child when registering, and this is the kind of advice I gave to the person. So if you did not include your child or something like that after winning, that is not the time to fix the child. You know, in the application, you should consider leaving and later coming for your child. All right. So neither you nor any of your family members will receive the visas. All right. So you'll be denied. If you listed a spouse or a child on your original entry who was not your spouse or your child at the time of entry, neither you. So this happens to be um, regarding to those of you who win, and at the process you want to include your sister's children or your nephews as your children and all that. If found out, you are going to be denied. So I always advise you to go alone. Okay, when you come to Benfriman, we do the right thing. So consultation is part of what we do. We will advise you not to do that. All right. So as indicated in the prior paragraph, as I read it to you. If your family circumstances have legitimately changed after submitting, the right word is legitimately. So you should not try any false and kind of fishy arrangements to kind of beat the system, they are going to find out and you'll be eventually denied and banned. Okay, so if legitimately change have applied to your situation after submitting your original entry, you should add those family members, and all family members application will be received. All right, so you should add all of them and application will definitely be received. So on the sign and submit page of the DS260, you need to enter or re-enter your DV case number without the zeros. Okay, so this is a typical example of the case number I was talking to you earlier on, which is in this case they use the case number of DV 2020. Okay, so each region has a code. When you come to Africa, it is AF. So it's definitely going to start with the year, the region, and the zeros will follow. Then your number will pop up. So you see it in a form of 2021 AF if you come from Africa, 00, then 1 2 3 4 5. Will continue like that. Now, if you are entering your case number for the DS260 to be submitted, you do not need to include the zeros. Okay, just go ahead to enter 2021 AF, then the real numbers that follows. If it is 1 2 3 or 3 7 5 8, then you just add it like that. Okay, now if you do this, you are going to be doing the right thing. Okay, to avoid errors. Okay, so you do not need to enter the zeros. If you enter the zeros, then your case number, or if you enter the full case number including the zeros, then you're going to be receiving errors. All right, so those receiving errors in your 2020 sorry, in your 2020 DV application, please go and check whether you included the zeros. It is not needed. Okay, so after submitting the form DS260 online, print the confirmation page. You must bring the confirmation page to your visa interview. So after doing the submission, go ahead to print it out. All right, so I recommend you do this either at a cafe, or if you are working in an office where you can find yourself a printer, you print it out. Okay, or if you have a printer in your homes, then fine. Okay, so be aware that the KCC can only tell you if your form has been processed. KCC cannot tell you whether or not you or your family members are qualified for DV visas. All right, it is only the consular officer who interviews you can make this decision. All right, so KCC has no power to actually deny or give you visa. It is only core mandate of the visa officers at the embassy during your interview. They are responsible for giving you these visas. Okay, so let's look at the supporting document you can add, or the core document you can add. So submitting your supporting document after KCC receives the process the DS260 application form, sorry about that, let me take this again. After KCC receives and process the DS260 application form for you and your accompanying family members, you will receive instructions for how to submit required supporting documents. Your interview will not be scheduled until you submit scanned copy of all required supporting documents, following the guidelines below. All right, so if you cannot obtain a particular document, send an explanation of why you cannot obtain that document as an attachment in JPEG. All right, so JPEG is normally a photo form, so you can write a letter explaining why you are not able to submit your divorcee certificate, or you are not able to submit your marriage certificate. Explain it to them, and that is going to be in a JPEG form. So after writing it, after typing it, just take a picture of it and add it as an attachment, um, or a PDF format to um, KCC DVD, KCC DV document at state.gov. Okay, so you can send it to this um, address, and you will definitely be looked at. Okay, so with your case number in the subject line, you will bring the original document to your interview with a consular officer. It is strongly recommended that you begin this process early, guys. So I said this earlier on in one of my previous videos, that have your finances together. Organize yourself, guys. This is winning DV lottery is actually easier than even getting the visa. Trust me, because it is financially demanding. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's all rosy and all that. Gather yourself and prepare yourself financially, because that is going to speed up the process. If you're supposed to scan a document, you go pay, you scan. If you're supposed to do medicals, as early as possible, you do it, and it's going to speed up the process. So please put yourself together before beginning the process. All right. But it is not advised to actually quit your jobs or go for loans, because the visa is not promised. All right, so you can actually use your personal savings, or soft loans from friends and family. Can do, it is not that expensive though. All right, so the applicant, which is you applying for the DV lottery, and each family member who will accompany the applicant to the United States, will need to submit scanned copies and any required translation or original documents or certified copies of the documents listed below from an appropriate office. So it needs to come from an authorized office. Okay, it goes ahead to say, or authority of issuing the entity in your country, issuing entity in your country. So if you are submitting a document regarding marriage, it should come from your marriage and whatever ministry or department in your country. All right, this is what this point clearly means. You will be required to bring the original document to your visa interview. Now, all these documents, I told you in the other videos that you need to gather all your documents, okay? Because you will need the originals in your visa interview at the US embassy or consulate, along with any translation required. So those of you who don't really speak English, it is required that you have your documents translated, right? So that is that. Now let's look at these documents, and you're going to need your birth certificate, your court and prisons record, military records, police certificate, photocopy of a valid passport, and with your biometric data page and all that. So we're actually going to look into this document in a detailed form. I want you to go ahead to subscribe to the channel. This video is actually taking too long. That is why I want to cut it and do a separate video going to the birth certificates, court and prisons record, military records, police certificate, and all that. Okay, so there's going to be another video that I'm going to explain to you all these documents. Okay, so stick and stay, subscribe to the channel. Let's help the community grow, and I wish you all the best.